Okay. Now we're all quiet because we went live.
Testing one, two. Hello, hello, hello. Look, can you guys let us know if you can hear us? Is the little guy on the screen? I don't know if I consider myself a little guy, but if you can hear me,
Well,
we
you're
are
little
here.
compared to me.
What's that?
You're little compared to me.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what
Fair
is it
warning.
if you can't have fun, right? But I love the little guy comments. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
Um, wow, that's me. Hold on. Okay. Wow. Can everybody hear? We're going live. Can you hear us? Oh, wait a minute. That was me. Sometimes I wonder about myself.
If you say so.
I'm going to leave that
So
comment alone.
So you were talking about my trip yesterday? Is that what you said?
He did say something to that effect, but I have no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, I seen all the stuff you put on my Facebook though, with the little trolls with my face on it.
Yeah, that's all jib jab.
Yeah, y'all were having way too much fun.
Yeah, right. All right, everybody. Can you guys? I can see and hear you all. All right, Amy. Awesome, as Lindsay said. All right, it is Wednesday night, March 11th, 2015. We're a perfect example of the fact that you don't have to get everything right in order to make money, because we were having some technical difficulties, and I applaud you guys for having the patience to hang in there and stick it out. Don't have any answers as to why, but this is a perfect example of the fact that nothing in life ever goes as planned, and sometimes you just got to roll with the punches, and you're going to have to figure things out. So that's what's going to happen in your business. It happens in your job. It happens in your school. It happens in raising your family. You know, you're going to face adversity, and the ones that um, figure out how to make it through are the ones that are going to succeed. And I apologize for hesitating. I'm not sure who Mother 5 is. Can somebody explain to her how to refresh the page? Okay, Lindsay is explaining. Lindsay, if she's on the chat page, she's going to have to click the start button there. There should be a big old picture of the Earth and an eye that she's seeing if she's not live. If you guys are live, then unfortunately I feel sorry for you because you're seeing my face. Haha, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
she's not technical.
We've got, that's fine. You know, like I said, you don't have to be a technical genius to figure this stuff out and learn how to make money. We have a very special guest with us this evening, Mr. Dave Svensson. For those of you that don't know Dave's not here. Actually, Dave is here tonight.
Your man.
Dave's worked with us for the last couple of years. He's kind of been in the background and doing a couple other things. And, you know, with ZNZ, you're not committed to anything other than yourself. So this is kind of like, you know, how you start off your business. And you know, I like to call it the front door, back door. And I've been touching a lot on this, and I wanted to explain ZNZ for those of you that that have never done any type of online advertising or marketing or anything like that, is an opportunity in there and learn about the business, and it's a gateway into a multitude of different things. You know, the whole key to this is you get in there and you dig in and you make a commitment and you learn how to advertise and you learn how to attract people to things that you want them to see and look at. That's what advertising is. You see the big golden arches, or you see a television commercial about McDonald's or Pizza Hut or Burger King. Those are recognizable household names. They put commercials out there and they do advertisements to point you in the direction of their business. That is what we do, only we get to point people in the directions of hundreds of businesses. Once you get in here and you learn how to do that, and you learn how to create ads and write copy and things that are you know, going to touch people and get their emotions going and bring them in your direction, you can actually point it at any different product, any service, any company that you choose to. So this is kind of like I usually call it like kind of like the Marines Corps of internet marketing and getting in the trenches. Most of people are starting off with very little to no money. You're trying to use all the free techniques, and then for whatever reason, I think it's expectation that you are surprised when things are a little bit tough or a little bit difficult, and a lot of people have a tendency to give up, and that's, the only way you can actually fail is to quit. Don't think for a minute that us on the panel here haven't ran our heads into the wall, pulled our hair out, had all these challenges and problems. Lindsay, perfect example. Last week, she had about 300 videos. Do you have any clue? Never mind the amount of recording time that it took to record those videos. Do you have any idea that it took to learn all the stuff that she talked about in those videos and do the PowerPoint slide presentations and figure out the graphics and learn how to build a site and all this other stuff? We do these kinds of things for you so that you don't have to. Okay? We work so hard in the background to put systems together that you can plug and play. You plug into it, you put your name, your phone number in there if you want to put your fact you and call you. You put your affiliate IDs in there or your agent numbers, and you click a couple buttons, and you might not understand how it works, but we put hundreds and hundreds of hours in behind that and all the training and the technology that comes with that. Why do we do that? Because things were pretty tough for us when we got started, and we were trying to make it as easy as possible for you. Now, it is twofold because we teach everybody the same thing when they come in. So I've been doing this since April 12th of April 28th of 2012. Lindsay's been doing it since December 3rd of 2011. Dave has been there right around 2011 and 12 as well. And we've done a lot of different people teach themselves, hey, let's get together. Let's work together as a team because we're united on one front and moving in the same direction. You can create movements and waves and get a lot more things done and a lot more momentum. And it's also easier to plug the new people into a system and have the training available. You have the, if instead of me trying to train 100 people one-on-one, I can make one out to 100 people, and I've duplicated myself that 100 times. And not only that, it enables you to take it at your own pace. So what we're going to talk about this evening, a lot of you may already be on the team and have experienced a lot of this stuff, and then some of you may be new. So what we're going to talk about is internet advertising and how that you can start, plug right in, and be able to gain some success quickly and make some money quickly so that you can, obviously we're here to make money ultimately. Why you want to make money, we'll get a little bit into that kind of stuff in the detail and the mindset and how that becomes important in the clarity as to why. Everybody wants to make money, but not everybody's willing to get off their butt to do what it takes to make the money until they figure out why they need to make it. I have a daughter that's my passion, you know what I'm saying? And I've gone and worked, really hard to help build success within myself so that I could, give her an easier start in life. And sometimes I've been successful with that, and sometimes I've fallen flat on my face. The difference is I'm still sitting here talking to you because I refuse to quit. They say you got a failure way to success, and there's different perspectives on failure. I don't know the exact quote with Michael Jordan. You guys can look it up, and you'll see that he's missed something like 9,000 shots, and 155 times he's been dependent on with the last seconds in the game-winning shot and missed it, and not one that considered one of the best players to ever play the game and has multiple championships. And it's about spirit, it's about the heart, it's about dedication and commitment to yourselves. So a few years back, I was seeing all these ads, kind of like you guys. I stumbled into a tweet on Twitter, and I seen all these people that were making money, and I'm like, how are they doing that? I know that it's possible. I want to find something that's easy, not necessarily easy. I'm not afraid to work. That's a better word. This isn't always easy. It's a simple process, but I wanted something that was simple, that I could make money relatively quickly, that I didn't have to be some kind of obviously techie or really, advanced in building websites and, figuring all this other stuff out. When you're new, you need a reset system, and that's what we've actually created for you. But I seen a tweet on Twitter that said, "Got no scratch to get started? Check out Scratch Marketing." And I clicked on a link, and it led me to a presentation about a company called ZNZ, which is Zip Not a Zilch LLC. And it was a very interesting concept to me because it was about advertising, and it was about companies that are trying to attract new customers. With advancements in technology, people are skipping out on TV commercials with TiVo and DVRs because they don't want to watch the commercials. Well, these companies have spent millions, if not billions of dollars over the years to try and attract new customers. So if they were spending that money on TV and radio commercials that people are skipping out on and people aren't seeing them anymore, if they want to stay in business, then they've got to get a little bit creative, and they've got to go where society's going. Now, we've all watched the internet grow. Guess what? The internet's a baby. It's got a long way to go and a lot more growth. We're up to about 2 billion people. I was watching that are online. I was watching a webinar with Tony Robbins and Frank Kern, and they were talking about the fact that there's going to be upwards of 6 billion people that are online on the internet. And with advancements in technology, with cell phones, smartphones, tablets, it's very easy to see. It's a lot more inexpensive nowadays for people to get a hold of those types of things and get on the internet. So everything is going to be heading in this direction. I can't remember how many billions and billions of dollars in revenue and business that are being on the internet. We all know what Black Friday is and going shopping. Well, they have Cyber Monday. It's dwarfing the numbers that these companies do on Black Friday because people can actually sit in the convenience of their home and they can click on these buttons. So the company ZNZ in 2007, July 14th, they said, listen, these companies are moving towards the internet for more advertising. And if you become an affiliate with these companies, they will pay you a commission when you bring them potential customers. So instead of them paying for another television commercial and not knowing how many people are going to see it or if they're actually even going to get any kind of responses out of it, they learned that if they go on the internet and they do what's called a cost per action, a CPA, that they only have to pay for actual customers that are coming in and trying their product and service out. So ZNZ also said, all right, you got these companies here that are trying to get customers, that are trying to work on the internet, and then you got people over here that were really looking for an honest, legitimate way to make money from home, that they can help their families. And most people, like I said, are in kind of dire straits. When I was looking in the past and I was seeing these companies, I don't want to sell lotions and potions and pills. They also actually just share an opportunity and share technology with people and help them out, and we're able to make money through word of mouth advertising, and that's really what this is. And the strongest form of advertising is word of mouth. When you have one person talking to another person, it's a lot more genuine than somebody seeing some kind of commercial out there, because they're actually able to give a testimonial. And we're going to put those two together. We built a website, which I said they did on 2007, July 14th. They launched their website, where all these companies can now come in and they can, put trial offers like Disney Books, CreditReport.com, GameFly. We used to have Blockbuster. Netflix is another one. So these companies actually put trial offers, and then ZNZ says, hey, you guys can sign up for free, okay, as an agent. You don't ever have to pay ZNZ anything to work for them, and you can have an account. We don't charge any monthly fees. The only thing we ask is to participate with a couple of these companies that are paying the commissions, and it kind of takes care of the full circle there. So you join, so you're helping ZNZ expand their advertising platform or their advertising team and reach more people. You're trying out a couple of these products and services with these companies that they're giving you discounted trials, and there's many free trials or $1 or $2 or $3 trials. Now, I want you to keep something in mind. When you go to the grocery store and you're walking through the grocery store, and you go around the corner by the deli, and there's a little lady there with a hairnet on, and she's got a table in front of her, and she's cutting up chunks of cheese and some sausage and these crackers, and she's putting them out there, and she's got the toothpicks in them, and she's saying, "Hey, would you like to to try a sample?" All right, and then she's got a box of the crackers, and she's got a pack of the cheese, and she's got a pack of the sausage there, and you can see what what the products are. She's giving you a trial offer. We don't often look at things in the right context, because you do trial offers all the time. How many times, we're on the internet. I'm raising my hand because you guys can see me on the video, but how many times have we gone through the store and somebody says, "Hey, you want to try this out?" And you're shopping for food. You're hungry. You're like, "Yeah, let me try that out." You just did a trial on a block of cheese or the sausage or the crackers, or if you'd like to, it just so happens to be right here, and we'd be more than happy to help you with that. Okay, that's the exact same thing that happens online, only it's through the internet. Okay. Also, another thing that I want to address. So we're doing trial offers all the time. Okay. One of the biggest things that people talk about is putting. If I got to use my credit card online, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be a scam. I'm not want to do that kind of stuff. So, but you'll stand there in that grocery store now that you went shopping at. We're going to stay in the grocery store, because this simple little grocery store, I started thinking about these analogies, and I'm going, this is exactly what we do online. Now you're at checkout, and you want to use what? A credit or a debit card to pay for your groceries, right? So you swipe it in that little machine, and in about 10 seconds, okay, that transaction takes place, and it comes back, and you see it says approved. Well, how do you think that happened in 10 seconds as you're standing there, in that grocery store at your card? It shoots a signal up on the internet. It goes from the internet to either Visa or MasterCard or American Express or Discover, whoever has that card. It's called a clearinghouse. And it shoots a signal to them, and it says, "Hey, so-and-so's wanting to get their credit card approved for X amount of dollars," and Visa says, "Okay, great." Boom. They shoot it out to Bank of America, and Bank of America says, "Yep, it's a real card. It's active, and John's got groceries," and it shoots a signal back to Visa and says, "Hey, green light." And Visa shoots a signal back to that little machine where you're standing in the store. Now, every single bit of this transaction, every single transaction that takes place in the world with a credit card or a debit card is done on the internet. Because how else could you stand there in 10, 15 seconds? And God is wearing thin. We're such a spoiled society, we don't remember what it used to take to when we didn't have all these technological advances. All right? All that took place on the internet. All that's done through secured servers. Every single company that takes a credit card online has to have what's called an certificate. By law, they have a secured system in place so that your information is protected. Every single transaction that's ever done with a debit or credit card is online. You're doing trial offers every single day, whether you walk in to the grocery store or you're going to a website by yourself. I did it. I wanted to check my credit. Somebody had said, you can challenge your credit. I went through a divorce, and I had some things on there that I wanted to straighten out. So I said, you know what? I'm challenging all of this. I want to see what my credit is. I did a free trial with freecreditreport.com. Those of you who might remember the commercials, the guys are always in the band doing some kind of catchy little song or whatever. And day trial, I said, you know what? I disputed everything on my credit report, and I said, I want to keep an eye on this, and I want to see what's happening. So I stayed a customer, and I paid $15 a month for 3 years. Okay? So $15 a month times 12 is $180 that I paid per year. All right, after doing a free trial, and I did it for 3 years, that's $540. So $40 on me as a customer. They have statistics, and they know how long their average customer is going to stay and how much their average customer is going to spend. So that's why they do these trial offers. Now, the way it works with ZNZ is that same company, let's just use myself as an example. Let's say that they're say to ZNZ, hey, you bring us a customer and we'll pay, all right? So they can pay me $20 because they know, or excuse me, they can pay ZNZ $20 because they know their average customer is going to stay for about 3 years, and they're going to bring in about 540 bucks. And they also know that 3 out of 10 are going to, stick it out. The other 7 are going to cancel because people are you're looking at going, well, wait a minute, what if I don't want to keep it? That's fine. They understand that part of it. Okay. Now, out of those 3 people, let's say 10 people did the trial, so they're paying 20 bucks a piece. That's $200. But 3 of them stayed customers like me for 3 years at $540 over that 3 years. That's 1,620 bucks that company made in profit, or excuse me, in income, and they paid out 200 for those 10 people to try it out. So $1 is profit. Is that smart business? I would say so. Would you pay 200 bucks today if I gave you $1,420 back? How many of you, raise your hand? How many of you would pay $200 right now if I told you can get $1,420 back in your pocket? This isn't rocket science. This isn't something new, folks. This is simple common sense. It's simple business. The same way that little lady's sitting there with the cheese and crackers and sausage trying to sell some additional product from the grocery store in there and giving you a trial offer, we're doing the same thing. But how much better does it get than sitting on your butt? And I'm sitting in a little room here, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually at Dave's house in New York, and that's why I'll talk about laptop lifestyle here shortly. Because I was just in Minnesota last week. I've been in California, Phoenix, Seattle, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Kansas. I've been able to take my laptop anywhere I want to go in the country, and I can sit here and talk to you, and I can teach you about the business, and I can make money in the process, and I'm making some great friends. How did we meet, Dave? We met on the internet through ZNZ in New York right now. All right, Lindsay and I haven't had a chance to meet yet. I didn't get to meet him at the event in San Diego, but Lindsay and Dave were at the Empower Network event in San Diego, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. Because tonight we're actually going to teach you how you're going to take somewhere 15, 20 bucks and turn it into $200,000. Does that sound like something you guys would like to know about? We're going to show you proof, okay? I see Lindsay dancing over there with her little, cat in the hat, rocking the cat in the hat, hat over there, because she's the one I'm actually talking about that started with absolutely zero experience, thought it was a scam, was scared to do it, didn't have a clue what was going to happen, but what she did have is a why. And this is what I talk about. Why do you want to make money? She's got 3 boys that are the very passion of her heart. And she was in a situation where she said, you know what, this $20, we risk a hell of a lot more than a few bucks for our kids. So to throw $20 out there to do something that's going to improve your life, and I'm not saying this is a push button easy happily ever after. Every last one of us on here worked our asses off. We work hard so that we can work smart, so that we can enjoy our lives. And it's not always going to be easy, but it will be worth it. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. Lindsay's going to jump in there and show. I want to bring Dave on. Dave is becoming an awesome friend. He's got a lot of attributes. Dave is more of a technical guy and helps a lot with stuff in the background and databases and print and things of that nature. Dave, let us, come tell us how you found ZNZ. Share a little bit of the experience and the journey that you've had with me and Lindsay, and so on and so forth with the business and kind of where it's. You're a perfect example there because Dave works at home, and not just ZNZ, and that's what we're kind of alluding to. ZNZ is the start, and it's the gateway that allows you to get into other things, and it creates that cash flow and teaches you those experiences. So I'm going to turn it over to Dave. Let us know, tell us a little bit about your journey there, Dave, and your story.
Well, I can always remember and still remember the very first time when I went online and I saw this opportunity. I understood it pretty much right away because I understood that this was an opportunity for me, not a job where I was going to be employed at, but an opportunity that allowed me to have endless possibilities. But like everybody else, I was very skeptical. I was very skeptical of, how is this going to work? Is this a scam? And I guess I have to say, I only looked the other day at the beginning of when I started, and the very first day I signed up, I said I knew I wanted to try this. I wasn't going to let anything get in the way. I think it ended up costing me about $10 to sign up, but I went right into ZNZ1, ZNZ Big Cash, and I said I want to try this right away. And I think it took me, I'm just going to guess, 2 or 3 days till I got my first ZNZ1 sale, which actually covered the $14 or whatever it cost me to whatever it cost me to start ZNZ. And the minute that I got that first uh, payment, that was a turning point. Now it was only $20. I mean, I'm an IT guy, and I've worked in printing and on the IT side of printing, and at the time I was probably making about 12 or $1,300 or 1,500 a week. I can't even tell you. Uh, so $20 at the time was didn't mean a lot, but I'll tell you, it meant so much to me that I could actually do this online and generate money for me, and it was a great feeling. And so that was what got me into it when I started in, I don't even know what year. You were talking 2011, 12, I'm not sure. Probably 2012. And I very quickly got into a group that there were a lot of people doing this. And I understood that you had to work at this to make it happen. You have to create what's called a sales funnel. You have to you have to have a lot of people interested, and not all of them are going to sign up. Not everybody's going to want to do it, but they have a little interest in maybe doing it. So you have this funnel where a bunch of people are interested, and then once you explain it to them, less people are interested, and maybe you have to get 20 or 30 or 40 people interested to get that one person who's going to actually do the signups. And it's just a matter of numbers, and I'm a numbers guy. So I just knew that I had to put in more work to do that. And I know that Joe had spoken a short while ago about disappointments. And when I started right away, I started running a lot of ads in Craigslist. I learned how to get these ads up, and I was starting to generate quite a few leads coming in of people who are interested. And I think it was after about 4 weeks, I was very excited. I started getting more accounts, and after about 4 weeks, I ended up getting like shut down. Maybe it was 8 weeks. I had, I think, six Craigslist accounts, and probably like, I don't know, like 30, 40 ads running, and Craigslist like kind of shut it down. They were doing that for everybody at the time. So I had to learn to, now what do I do now? Am I going to just let this make me give up because the effort that I was putting forth was one that I now didn't have? So am I going to quit now? No. I mean, you, now we're like, okay, let's find another way to do it. So now we go over to Facebook. Now we go. There's so many ways. This internet is viral. There are so many different ways to get your message out, to get people who are interested in this, that you don't have to stick to one specific way. But one of the things is important is when you do bring someone in, that you do help them to try to make some money, because they're not going to follow you. They're not going to stick with you if you don't stick with them. Even though they've signed up, they've paid the money, you've gotten the commission, you can't just stop there. At that point, if you stop helping them, uh, you're not going to build any following. No, but they'll go away eventually. But if you help them to make more money, they're going to tell other people about it. That's the other viral part about even though it's not an internet viral part, it's a networking part where you've helped somebody make money. They're going to tell other people about it. And when you go into other opportunities, and there's more opportunities than just ZNZ1 and ZNZ Big Cash, there's much greater opportunities to make more money. And if you've helped them through those parts, they're just going to follow you. People are just going to stay with you and say, okay, well, he was right about this, so now he's telling me if I do this, I can make twice as much. They're going to follow you, and
Well, that's part
that's
of the team
a big that's the team concept, and that's why it's very important being on a team. So at this point, I'm going to pass the baton. Who's next, Lindsay?
Yeah, we're gonna bring Lindsay on. Thanks, Dave. It was glad to have you on one of these for a while. We haven't seen you. Yeah, what he was alluding to is part of the team, and this is probably one of the biggest passions that Lindsay has. You know what I'm saying? And she's done very, very well. She has worked very, very hard, but the biggest attribute she has is her heart, because she's always trying to help others, and she's always trying to give back. I'm not going to get too further into the story because she tells it better than anybody else, but she made a few years ago and actually show you how it turned into $200,000. Without further ado, Mrs. Lindsay Rhodes.
All right, listen. I'm going to teach you guys how to make some money tonight. Are you guys ready? You guys should be excited. Come on, I love it. Like, I get excited to talk about money. Why? It's not just because money has, I don't know, it's just my whole outlook on life has just changed. Have you ever just felt something in your life where you just you're just appreciative? Well, that's how I feel. So today it was 65 degrees in Arkansas. Last week it was like a blizzard, okay? And I'm just thankful to be able to stay home. I got out in the yard. I enjoyed the sunshine today. It was, oh my God, it was so refreshing. So I'm so excited to teach you guys how to make some money. So I have several people on here that I invited, and I'm glad that you came. And I hope you guys love Dave and Joe, because they're freaking awesome. Like, they are my go-to guys. I mean, I'm serious. If I have any kind of technical questions, I mean, all I have to do is go to them. They're like so smart, right? And I'm so not smart in the technical stuff. But these guys they always have my back, and I really appreciate you guys. I don't know if I've told you that in a while. Joe's with me every time we do anything. He's always there with me. So, I don't know if I told you enough or whatever. I'm just feeling really, really thankful today. So, who's ready to make some money? All right, I want you to comment me in the comments. Because listen, we have fun on these hangouts because we are grown people. We hang out at our house. I'm sitting here in my pajamas. I just got through working in the yard all day, and I'm having a blast. Who's having a blast? So excited I can't even type. I love you, Lisa. You're like the bomb. Who wants to know how to make some money? Because I'm ready to teach. And you guys, if you guys know me, I want some comments. Like, I want the comments blowing up. Like, yes. Yes, I'm ready. And I know that there's a little bit of a lag, so I'll wait just a minute. Kayla says, me. You're over here going, ooh, that's me. Awesome. All right, listen. I'm going to share my screen because, I could sit here and talk all day long, but, hey, the proof is in the pudding, right? So, how do I share my screen on y'all? Hang on. Let's go here. Nope, that's not the one we want. You guys see? Well, Hang on just a second. Screen share. Let's go to the entire screen because I want this to show up. Check this out. Okay. One of the things that we do is a company called Empower Network, and oh my gosh, they are freaking awesome. But check this out. Just off Empower Network, that's not including ZNZ, my previous month was $2,297. My best month off of that was $4,308. And of course, my commissions this year is $54,124. Who thinks that's cool? Ha! Because I think that's friggin' awesome. Yeah? I have 118 on my personal team in Empower Network, which is that's not what we teach or whatever. We want you to do ZNZ because it's a starter program. But this right here, guys, is what it's all about, money. Okay? So here's my all-time favorite thing. Okay? Let me get my little hat. Y'all see my little hat? Y'all like my little... I love that hat. It's like awesome. So money is a horrible master. But it's an excellent servant. Who thinks that's true? Because I do. Without money, I can't do the things that I want to do. I can't give back to the community without money. Because let's face it, if we go to the store, which is like 2 blocks from my house, it costs gas. It takes money. Money is what makes us thrive. Okay? Without money, you can't do good things. You just can't. So a lot of people think, well, you know, they may say money is bad. Money is the root of all evil. How many of you ever heard of that? Let me just tell you something. That's not true. Because if that was the truth, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So let me give you a little bit of background about me. Let me tell you how I got started, okay? And this is a gut-wrenching story, but I feel like that it needs to be told because everybody has problems that they go through in life, guys. Everybody. It's how you overcome it that makes the biggest impact on others. So my story and how I got started, excuse me, I hope can help you overcome and help inspire you so that you can overcome your problems too. Does that make sense? So 4 years ago, well, actually, we'll back up a little bit later. Probably about 6 years ago, I went to nursing school. I decided, okay, I'm tired of being broke. I'm going to go to nursing school. So I went and I got about $50,000 worth of student loans to go to nursing school. And I went and I became an LPN. Well, guess what happened when I did that, guys? I thought, yes, I got a degree. I'm going to school. You know, I'm going to be somebody. I worked 4-hour or 12-hour days, 12 long, hard hour days. Okay, if you're a nurse, you can relate to me on that. I worked my freaking ass off. Pardon my French. And I did that for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days a week because guess what? Nurses are short-handed. You don't get to go home unless you have somebody to cover you. Okay? You just don't. So, that being the case, I was tired. I was wore out. I missed all of my kids' ball games. I missed everything in life. All to make that $17, $18 an hour as a nurse with a year of college. Okay? Well, let me tell you something. At any given moment, your life can change because mine did. My mom got sick. I was called in the middle of the night to come and take her to the ER because she was in so much pain. So I did. I took her to the ER, stayed up all night, had to work the next day. And I didn't make it to work the next day because we found out my mom had lung cancer and it was stage 4. It was not only in her lung, it was in her adrenal glands. And my mom was 51 years old. She was young. You want to talk about a slap in the face? You want to talk about heart-wrenching? I don't know how you are with your mom, but my mom was my very best friend. Let me just tell you something. As a nurse, all your nursing skills go out the window I mean, that's your mom. So my mom's husband, he didn't even know how to make her bed because she had always taken care of him all of her life. So I called up my agency. I was working for agency at the time, and I said, look, I've got to take a couple months off. I'm sorry, but my mom needs me. She was in and out of the hospital. She was in a lot of pain. She was miserable. And, a part of me kept holding out for a miracle. I prayed. If you believe in God, I prayed. And, it didn't happen the way that I thought it should happen. So, needless to say, my mom passed away 3 months later, the day after Thanksgiving. My whole world rocked. It rocked from being normal to it sucked. My mom was my go-to when I needed money. She was my go-to when I needed advice. She was just my rock, and she was no longer there. I mean, gone. Like, just gone. That was a lot to take in. Not to mention, I hadn't worked in 3 months. So guess what? That brand new Mustang that I got, because I thought I went to college, I'm going to be somebody. They come got it. You can't go 3 months without paying a car payment. But when you're the only one I wasn't working. My husband was the only one working. We had to pick food and, electricity over that brand new car that I wanted. That sucked, having to let that go back. But, I mean, you know what? I wouldn't go back and trade it. Not for a second. Not for a second. My mom needed me, and that's where I was at. So, when she passed away, I remember I was just like, you just really don't want to face the world because, you don't have that crutch there anymore. Anybody, have you ever felt like that? Because let me tell you something, it's the worst freaking feeling in the world. But I do believe, okay, that good things can come out of bad things. Now, I didn't then. So, I called my agency and I said, okay, it's the day after Thanksgiving, my mom's gone, and I have to go back to work because I'm losing everything I have. And they said, well, it's the holidays and we just don't have anything for you. And I'm like, no, you have to have something for me because if I don't go back to work, my lights are going to get turned off. Everything else is going to get turned off. And I've already lost my car and my mom. I've got to go back to work. And they didn't have nothing for me. So, I had two choices. I could go and try to get another job, which as a nurse, you wait 2 weeks, for a paycheck, not to mention the holdback. Okay, so I'm looking at right at Christmas before I even get a paycheck. And I'm like, no. I'm a nurse. I went to school for this. Okay, I should be able to get it. I mean, I should be able to go back to work. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse or anything. I mean, shit happens. Life happens. Let me tell you something. That was the bottom of my barrel. And I was sick and freaking tired of living paycheck to paycheck, losing my shit, even as a nurse. There's no reason, I've worked my butt off for years since I've become a nurse. I worked extra shifts. I worked all this stuff, and they couldn't put me to work at Christmas time when I needed it the most. When I've done, I'm sorry I had to take off, take care of my mom, but she was important. Not to them. You're just a number. You're just a number. And guess what, guys? That's you anywhere you work. You never freaking know what tomorrow holds. So I don't know about you, but I had an issue with that. Okay? Not knowing if after all that money that I've spent on student loans to get a freaking job as a nurse, I thought I'd have it made. No, you don't. You could be replaced tomorrow. So I had two choices, literally. I could just say, you know what, F it, and I'm done. Because that's what I really wanted to do. I mean, oh my gosh, I can relive that day, and I know exactly how I felt. I felt defeated. I felt like a failure. I felt like you just don't even know. So I had two choices. I could either let the world suck me in, or I could get up off my butt and do something about it. Well, I went into my kids' room that night, and I've always taught my kids that if you want something in life, you go get it, you go achieve it. And so when I walked into that room that night, I hit my knees, because what was I teaching them by what I was doing? No, I wasn't teaching them to go after their dreams. I was teaching them the way of society. Go to school, get a job. But you know what? That job's never promised tomorrow, and neither are you. So, I believe that everything comes into your life for a reason. But I also believe that you have to be open to receive it. Okay? I found this one of the many sleepless nights that my mom had left me. And I felt alone. I felt like a failure. You name it, I felt it. And so I didn't know if this is real. I didn't have these live hangouts with the crazy hat. I didn't have some technical guy come on and say, hey, this is real. I didn't have any of that. I tried to message the person that I seen on Facebook that put out an ad about working from home, and she never messaged me back. But a part of me, it just knew that, you know what, I'm tired of living a broke ass life. I've done my best, I've worked my butt off, and I haven't gotten nowhere. Nowhere. Nothing to show for it. Because the minute your life turns upside down and you can't work, you're left without nothing. Unless you want to draw, disability for $500 a month. No, I'm not going to live like that. You can't even pay your light bill off $500 a month. So, home ad, and I tried to message the girl, and she didn't answer me. But I seen people doing it big. I seen people pulling these big, fine, beautiful boats. I seen them pulling it to the lake on the hot summer days, and my kids are just drooling at the mouth because they would love to have one. I seen those type of people, so I knew it was possible. Have you ever thought, what do they have that I don't have? Well, let me tell you exactly what it is, and I figured this out about a year later. It's a mindset. They didn't let fear stop them when something came in front of them and told them this is an opportunity that will change your life. They didn't say, oh God, I got to give my debit card. Oh. No, they didn't. If they thought it could benefit them, they went out and did it. Now, I didn't know that because I was a broke ass. I was a broke ass. And I lived paycheck to paycheck. So I thought differently than they did. And when I figured that out, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich. Guys, you have two choices in life. You can let it suck you in, and you can be depressed and you hate your life, because I know, I've been there. You feed your kids ramen noodles because you have to have lights and a vehicle, that you have to pay for to get back and forth to work. You have to have that stuff. Or you could choose the better road, which is what I did. I don't work. I stay home with my kids, and I teach them by my actions to do what they believe in. You follow your heart. I truly believe, guys, things are put in your path for a reason, but you have to be open to receive it. At that point, I was at the bottom of my breaking barrel. Don't wait till you're at that point and you've lost everything. Don't wait till you're at that point. I have a 3-day class that I set up that Joe helped me with. He's awesome. I set it up to teach you how you can make money on the internet. Let me tell you something. Joe hit something on the spot. If you're not on the internet, within 10 years from now, your job will be replaced. It just will. By computer or by somebody that will work for cheaper than what you think you're worth. You better get on the train because it's coming. You cannot stop technology. It's coming. Now, do you have to be techie to do this? No. You have everything set up so that you just utilize what everybody else is doing. That's all you have to do. Is it hard? I wouldn't say it's hard. Learning something new for some people may not be easy, but you're staying at home with your kids. You're doing this 2 hours a day, staying at home with your kids. You're not having to spend gas to go to a job. You're not having to spend money on uniforms. You're not having to spend all that. Maybe it's not going to be, this gravy train where you can stick your legs up and prop them up and watch, freaking soap operas. No, it's not that. It is work. But what's it worth to you? If you don't think you can do this, you're crazy. If I can do this, if people on our team can do this, you can do this. It might be a little frustrating at first. It might be something that you don't feel comfortable with at first. But guess what? What's your goal? What's your reward? My reward is freedom. I don't want to have to I will never be in that position again where I was told that they didn't have work for me. Hell to the no. Never. And if you don't think it won't happen to you, you're crazy. Just when you think it won't happen, it will. It will. Are you going to wait till you're at that point? Are you going to wait till they call you up and say, we have to let you go because we're going to hire somebody that'll do your job for less? Because it will happen. It will. I'm a real person. Joe's a real person. And I know I've gotten really deep here tonight, but I just feel thankful for where my life has led me. I feel so thankful because I know what it's like to work them 12 hours a day. I know what it's like to put up with idiots. I know what it's like to have a boss that's a jerk ass. Never again. No. So, that's what we do. We sell stuff online. We bring ZNZ new customers. When we bring them new customers, we get paid. We work 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. When you're new, it may take a little bit more, but it's just a learning process. Everybody can learn something new. It may not be easy at first, but what are you gonna look towards? You're gonna look towards now where your stuff's getting shut off, where you have to look at your kids and say, I don't have the money for that. That hurts. And to have their sad faces look at you, that hurts. Because you know what they're thinking? Or this is what I thought they were thinking. Wow, Mom. What are you teaching your kids if you can't even go out and live your dreams? You teach kids by actions. Words, you could say a million words, but they don't mean nothing unless you show them. You could tell your kids, hey, I love you. But that don't mean they believe you unless you show them. I'm just saying. The person that brought you here today, they did you a favor. And you can only be invited and learn about this stuff by referral only. You have been giving the opportunity of a lifetime. But the question is, are you going to receive it? Are you going to take it? I don't know that answer. I know what I did. I know what Joe did. I know what Dave did. We took it. We like our little freedom. But do you? All you got to do is go back to the person that got you here. They'll help you get started. They'll bring you in on our awesome team. Hey, we are like the awesomest team on the internet because we work from home. We sit here in our pajamas. We teach others. And we have a blast. We just do. Even if I'm wearing the little, y'all like my little hat? Because I like the little hat. So, any questions on that?
Yeah, you're definitely rocking the hat tonight, Lynn. It was Amy's daughter last time I did that who drew a picture of that. Funny. Well, that's part of what it's all about. What was that, Dave?
Call you the cat.
The cat is in a hat.
Hey guys, listen, we just have fun. We're not scripted. I know I got a little deep tonight because I wanted you to understand where I came from. I wanted you to feel what I felt. And that's what I did. And I know you felt it as well. All you have to do is get started. All you have to do is get started. You got to take action. You got to listen. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was built over a lifetime. You can build your life. But if you don't take action today and get started doing something different, okay, what's my famous motto, Joe?
Well, your best thinking in life has gotten you to exactly where you're at now. And if it's not working, then you might want to change it. And on that note, like she was saying, you know, with technology, everybody's looking for instant gratification. And we're all guilty a lot of the times of buying into the hype. And I'm not saying that hype is all bad, because you need to get excited. You need to be vibrant. You need to come alive. You know, people want to join people that are having fun and that are happy. And you didn't get to where you're at overnight. Okay, and if you stop, Dave and I were having this conversation a little bit earlier. Think about all the jobs that you've had in the past and all the hours that you work for other people and other companies. I worked a 20-hour day, got 4 hours sleep, and had an 18-hour day behind it, you know, when I was a kid. And that was for somebody else. Yeah, I made $10 an hour. Yahoo! You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, at the end of that journey of 12 years working for this company, it wasn't mine. It didn't, you know, it wasn't something that I could continue, that I could control, or that I could have freedom from. You know, it was a lasso around my neck, and if I didn't show up, I'd lose the job, or I wouldn't make the money. So, you know, it's going to take a little bit of work. Anything new that you've ever done. You know, and like I said, it's a simple business. It's not always easy, and most of the time it's ourselves. We can't get out of our own way. We start second guessing instead of doing what other people are doing and what we're being taught without really. I'm not saying don't think. You know what I'm saying? Be a robot. You've got to kind of think, but you don't have to question it. You know what I'm saying? Doubt. What is the expression? Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. You know, and Wayne Gretzky said it best. You miss 100% of the shots you never take. Now, guys, we're not sitting here trying to pitch you on spending $1,000. We're not asking for a blood sample of your firstborn. Seriously. You're talking about a company you sign up for free. You don't pay them anything on a monthly basis. There's a couple little, you're going to go eat some cheese and crackers here. Like you're trying to sample in the grocery store. You're going to go try your credit report. You're going to look some Disney books. My kids are, you know, my youngest is 19 years old, but I did the Disney books for the kids in the neighborhood. I got to get the joy of handing little, here, check this out, you know what I mean? Or Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat, you know, speaking of Cat in the Hat with Lindsay, we're rocking the hat tonight, you know? Simple little things, little trial offers. How many of you got kids that play video games? Gamefly's awesome. It's free. You know, we talk about 10, 15, 20 bucks. If you really wanted to get ridiculous with this, it's free to sign up. There's no monthly fees. You can do a couple of free trials on ZNZ1 and complete it without a dime out of your pocket. Go to work. Okay, follow the steps that we're teaching you. Make your first 25 bucks. Take that and do the trials on Big Cash. What did it cost you? You know what it cost you? It cost you a little bit of effort, a little bit of work, making an intelligent decision. You know what I'm saying? We covered all of the bases. This is very simplistic. This isn't anything new. This has been going on for years. I didn't even know about this when I became a customer with FreeCreditReport.com for 3 years. You know, it wouldn't have changed what I was trying to accomplish then at all. You know what I mean? But it's because of a free trial that they made that money on there, and that's just the psychology, and it's smart business. It's smart business on your end. Like I said, I spent about 15 bucks. Lindsay spent about 20. Dave spent somewhere $10 to $14 or whatever. Come on, how many times have you rolled through McDonald's, or how many of you went out to lunch and spent 10 bucks, 20 bucks? How many of you stopped at happy hour and dropped 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks? I can't even get into that. You know what I mean? All right, so don't make a mountain out of a molehill. All right, it's very, very simple. It's common sense. It's things that are being done on a regular basis. Now get back together with the person that brought you here. Ask them all the questions that you like. If you have questions, put them in the chat here. We'll be more than happy to answer them. If you scroll below the chat, and you were invited here by somebody, you'll see steps 1, 2, and 3. Steps 1 is the ZNZ1 program. Step 2 is the ZNZ Big Cash program. And step 3 gives you the access to sign up for your own information system. You don't even have to know all this stuff. We've been talking about training and talking about a team. We built this stuff so that we can help you out. It helps us as well, because instead of 100 times to somebody else, like to 100 people, and they're able to watch it on their own time and their own efforts. All right. So it's been a pleasure. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up and roll. Let me double check for any questions or anything like that. Lisa is an awesome team member as well, and she is excited, which we all are. That's excellent. Your income can grow and be successful like you all meant it to be. You know, Kayla, Marie, I want to get started now. Awesome. What you want to do is get together with the person that brought you here, Kayla, and they'd be more than happy to be involved in the team. You actually have the Facebook group that you can post questions in, and there's over 600 members in there, and there's always somebody around to help you out with that. Lindsay's guiding you through on those steps there, Kayla. Rhonda spent $7 getting started, and like I said, man, it's exciting. This is one of the best opportunities I've ever come across, and whether you make $1 million or not on it, this is the beginning. This is the catalyst, and as Lindsay showed you, you know, she's averaged probably about $40,000, $50,000 a year with ZNZ alone, and with Empower Network, they have, you know, larger dollar products and different digital. It's kind of the equivalent to getting a marketing degree online. And she talked about schooling and the amount of money in student loans and things of that nature. I looked up a marketing degree. If you go to Google and type in how much does it cost to get a marketing degree, you'll see it'll pop up, because I've done this twice, 2 or 3 times in the last. I'm on a webinar. So, I don't want any of those. Thank you. But at any rate, I looked up how much a marketing degree would be on $8,000 and $22,000 to learn the kind of stuff that we're teaching you. Okay, and you're not going to have to spend a couple years doing prerequisites and learning new English and math and maybe another language or something like that in order to figure out the marketing aspects of this. We get you in, you know, you jump into the fire, I should say, or put you right on the line, and you start firing right away and learning how to advertise and how to attract people, you know, to the different opportunities. And it's a catalyst in going into, you know, making bigger dollars and, you know, having more money coming in on a regular basis and multiple streams of income. Like I said, this is something that you don't ever have to depend on any one given person, company, product, service, or anything, because you can take these skills and you can, as Rhonda says, get it done. So thanks for showing up, everybody. We will see you the same time next week. For those of you that are on the team on Sunday evening, you've got the training. So thanks for having us. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.